Woke up to a doobie, I ain't finished last night. Boy, I love my life. I done did a lot of wrong, but lately things been going right. And they say life's a gamble, so I keep a pair of dice. 7-Eleven.
Alright, what's up everybody? This is Ace the Prophet, and you guys are watching another episode of Honest Ace, where I give you guys honest feedback about what I think about your tracks. Today we did get another review lined up. Today we're going to be reviewing the mixtape Vacation, and it's by an MC by the name of Day Day. This is a free download. He just released this on February 12th, so very recently. Actually, it's not a free download, it's a name your price, so it can't be for free if you want, but if you want to donate to him, go ahead and do so. Also, one more quick thing before we start. As you can see behind me, these pictures right here, our friends helping out this place we've helped out. It's called Demi's Animal Rescue. If you guys have followed me in the past year, you guys know that Demi is the latest recipient of the money from the Free Music LP. So that's what that is behind there, in case you guys are wondering what that is. Also, so you guys know, before we start the review right here, these reviews, these Honest Ace reviews are now going to be promoted by Underground on Top. So do know that when you get a review from me, you're going to be getting this posted on Underground on Top as well. So you not only have my support, you're going to be having their support. So just want to go ahead and try to help further the reach for you guys and help make everything worth it, help you reach as many people as possible. So I just wanted to get that little bit of feedback to you guys right there. Once again, shout out to Underground on Top for helping with this little partnership that we got going on here. Really looking forward to this. We're going to go ahead and get to the review of Vacation by Day Day right now. Alright, track number 1 is called Vacation. It's a little intro track to start off everything. Got a guy by the name of Groovy Mac D kind of being the host on this, and he's giving you a nice little talking intro, talking about some funny stuff, just getting us intrigued in the track. Beat starts off, it's a very feel-good type track. It's just got a very uplifting sound to it. Alright, so the first thing that I noticed when you come in on this verse, man, you've got a very hype and gritty sounding delivery, and I like it. It's got like a little, it's got a unique sound to it. You're both kind of like hype and calm at the same time, and I like that. It sounds good, man. The flow on this is very comfortable and it's very natural. Some nice lines in here. I specifically like the Dikembe Mutombo line. I thought that was kind of cool. Vibe that I get from it is like a Kanye West type vibe from the album Graduation. That's the feeling that I get from this. I feel like I'm listening to that album, or this at least belongs in that kind of setting, if you know what I mean. So that's the vibe that I get from this. I really like it. I think it's a good intro track, and it gives it a good feel, especially with the name Vacation. We're just gonna sit back, kick back, feel good. So that's the vibe that I get from this track. Alright, track number 2 is called Good Day, and it features Church. There's a very sweet sounding intro on this with kind of the guitar strings, and it's very sweet sounding. It's very nice and relaxing. Once again, it's another kickback type feel, another relaxing vibe. The beat goes in, it's very unique and it's very intriguing. I like it. The delivery on this track, it has a little less grittiness in it, but it still sounds very smooth. This is really pulling me in, man. On this, I think it's pretty dope. The overall sound of this is it's awesome. I do like how we end the verse and how it kind of continues into the hook. How we're saying it was a good day, Ice Cube. That connection, man. It's very it has that kind of feel to it. It does feel like today was a good day by Ice Cube. It's very similar to that. So I love the feeling. I love the mixing on the hook. I think that it sounds very dope. It's very good. Church, he has a much deeper delivery than you. His flow is still very nice and smooth, and I like it. He's very comfortable also. His sound really complements you well. You picked a good feature for this. Do like how you guys put him on the hook too in the second verse right after his verse. I think that was a good switch up. Third verse is dope again, man. This is another feel good track, and I think it's executed well. It's very it's very good. I like the connection and the similarities between It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube, and so you did your thing well. This is like the new generation form of it, I guess we could say. So I like it. Once again, good kickback sound. Thought it was dope. Alright, track number 3 is called Bus Stop, and it features G. This track here is produced by Mike Murderer, who had introduced me to you, who I had a connection through, so big shout out to Mike here. I do really like the slower switch up in this beat compared to the last two that we had. I think it's dope. The singing and the hook that we're starting off the track with, it kind of reminded me of J. Cole. I really like that kind of vibe that I got from it. The first verse, I think it has a dope feel. You're very comfortable on the track. Again, you've got a very smooth sound. I love the slower scheme that we're doing on this, man, and how it switches up up quicker near the end of the verse. I really like that. I think it has a really good feel on this track. The time is money line, I really like that line. You're sounding very confident on this track as well. I think that you're very comfortable and just doing this track well, man. You're fitting this track well. It sounds dope. The hook is really nice too. It's very calm, but it drags you in, and the singing part, I like it. And it's got a nice effect on it too. It's really bringing me in. It sounds really nice. I really like this hook, man. I like how he starts off his verse with the bus pass. He's been all around the city. I like that line. That was a nice line. He's got another dope natural sound that's complimenting you well. It's a little bit of a deeper voice, so the contrasting styles kind of work out well for you guys. The schemes he's got in the flow, I like that as well. It sounds simple, but they're placed very well, so I like that aspect of it. Drop off from the beat into the hook, I think it sets it up very nicely. It sounds good. The vocals sound really smooth on that. I'm really digging this track and just its overall unique feel. I think that it's a very good one. It does remind me a lot of Just a Friend by Biz Markie from back in the day. It's kind of the feel that I get from this, and I really like it. I think it's a unique track, and I definitely dig this one, and you should be pushing this one as a single in the future, man. Alright, track number 4 is called Still. Alright, so right off the bat, the verse is really grabbing me in. I think it's the quicker feel to the flow that we've got going on that's just bringing me in here. There's a little more vengeance in your voice, and I like that, man. Beat on this, it's simple, but you're complimenting it well, and you're really doing your thing on this, man. I think that your presence on this is really standing out to me, just with how comfortable and just how in front of the beat you are. Just like presenting yourself well, and I like that there's some grittiness into it, there's some vengeance in this. I really like it. It's a little bit of a doper, grittier track, so a little less on that vacation theme that we got going on here, but it still sounds really well, and it's definitely a more rap track, and I like that. You got some dope lines in here. I like that Kenyon Martin line. I do like the hook. It's very chill, it's very simple, but it's nice and it's effective. I like that. The hook, it blends together the verses nicely. It feels more like a bridge rather than a hook, and it's kind of hard to tell at first that it's the hook, but it blends it together, and it's still simple, so it's almost like you're listening to one long verse, but I think it's dope, man. Yeah, so this track, it's got a very simple concept, but I'm really digging it. I like the viciousness in it, and I think it's a dope track. I think you did a good job on this, man. Alright, track number 5 is called Stoner Island, and it features Groovy Mac D. He's in again hosting this track, and I like how I like his intro. It's hilarious to me. It's making me laugh a little bit. The hook on this, I really like the hook, man. It's very chill. It's a different style from the first few hooks that we've done, so it stands out, and I really like how it's just the overall vibe that I'm getting from it. It's another very chill kickback vibe, and I like that. The flow on this is very simple, but you still sound really comfortable when you're doing it. What I think is kind of interesting so far that I've picked up on the few tracks that we've listened to on this album so far, you have a very chill vibe about you, even though in your delivery you got a little bit of grittiness and hype. So you're both hype and chill, and it makes for an interesting combo. Something that I really like, and I think it's unique. This track, it's very short, and I think that Groovy Mac D is a great host for it, so it worked out well. I do wish that it was a little bit longer, but the track still does what it needs to do, and I like that. Alright, track number 6 is called Clash of the Titans, and it features Q-Tape. Immediately, I love the switch up in the beat with the guitar. I think it sounds very refreshing, and I really like it. Drop off into the verse is nice, right? In your verse here, I sense a little more grittiness in your voice on this one, and I like that. Vocally, your delivery it's really on point with this track, man. It's melodic in parts. There's some nice schemes in there. The effects on this are pretty nice too. The quicker sequence that you get into just after a minute, I really like that. I think that's nice, man. The hook on this is really dope. I like the singing in it. Really, man, this is one of my favorite tracks so far. I mean, just like, even just from the beat to your delivery, you're just smashing everything, man. Like, everything about this track, I really like this so far. Q-Tate, I like his sound. His sound is familiar, and I can't exactly pick out who I'm thinking of when I'm listening to this, but I like it, man. He's got a comfortable sounding delivery. He's a cool switch up from you, man. I do like his elongated pronunciations of the words at the end of the lines. I think it fits the beat very well. The third verse, the drop off in the beat, it sets up your vocals, it sets up your verse really nicely. I think you use some unique schemes going into it. The switch up into the quicker flow is nice on that third verse. I still love the hook, man. The hook, I think that's really grabbing me in on this. I think it's really making the track. Not to say that you guys didn't do your thing, because you guys definitely did your thing on this. And overall, I think it's one of my favorite tracks. And just, you know, from the very first hook that we did in the intro into this back to the final hook, even throughout your verses, you guys just absolutely destroyed everything. One of my favorite tracks that you've done on this so far. It's a very complete track, and I do think that you should be pushing this as a single. I think we had talked about that a little bit, and this definitely is one that I'm still gonna recommend that you push as hard as hell, because this is a very dope track, man. Alright, track number 7 is called ROAE. We got another kind of feel-good vibe coming from this beat, and I really like it. It's a good switch-up, especially after Clash of the Titans. It's another good kickback. I feel like we're back in the vacation type concept here that we were talking about. The flow on this is very simple, but it's still really smooth, and it sounds good. You're sounding comfortable. I do really like how the first verse ends with that kind of little sequence that we got going on, how it just ends with the like I really like that. That really grabbed me in, and I think that was dope, man. That last sequence in the first verse, it kind of continues into the hook a little bit, so I already like the hook, and I like how we end it too with just the nah. Like, it's really simple, but it's really effective, and I like it. It's bringing me in, man. There's a little bit of I think it's a little bit of the grittiness that we got in there that's just really bringing me in. There's some more dope lines in this track. It's just simple. It's just you doing your thing on a simple sounding beat and just letting your personality stand out, man. And I think this is another, you know, good vacation track, basically. You know, it fits the concept well. We're just doing our thing. You're not really caring. You're just going out and you're just sounding good, man. I really like this. This is a cool kickback track, and another one that I really like. Alright, track number 8 is called Moon and Stars. This is another beat produced by Mike Murderer, so we're gonna shout him out again. This is a much more upbeat sounding beat here, and I really like it just because it's such a switch up from the past few that we've done. Groovy Mac D is back on the intro, setting it up nicely again. Singing on this, after a couple lines, I think that I dig the singing. When I'm a little bit indifferent when I first hear it, just because it's so, maybe it's just because it's so unexpected, but it has been growing on me over time, and so at first I was kind of iffy on it. Once I get a little more used to it, though, I really like it. So it's got that kind of vibe to it. Now going on to the verse, the quick flow on this, man, it is really good. This is really bringing me in, man. Executing it nicely. I think it's just such a good switch up, because we haven't essentially done like a double time flow on any of these tracks yet, but the quicker flow is just such a good switch up, and I really like it. It's really bringing me in because it's so different, and I think that it's really fitting your voice very well, man. It is very intriguing. There's not as much grittiness in the delivery as we have in the prior tracks, but the smoothness, the kind of like melodic kind of sound that just like kind of naturally goes with it, it sounded really good, man. It's definitely like this first verse, just the way it attacked me, it's probably been my favorite verse that we've had on the album so far. The singing on this is still good. Like I said, it's still parts that you're gonna have to maybe get used to a little more as a listener, but it makes complete sense why you would want to sing on the hook right here. Parts of it I really like, some parts of it I don't really like, but it's still, you know, you gotta get used to it. It's just one of those kind of deals to it. The beat, Mike Murderer did his thing on this. It's almost like a quick little dance kind of number that I'm feeling with it. Stands out from the other beats. Overall, this is a really cool track. I do wish that the singing was grabbing me in a little more from the very beginning when I first heard this, because it did take me a little bit of time to get used to it, but once I got used to it, it was definitely something that I really liked, man. So this is one of my, I really like this track, man. Like, it's just so different from the rest. I'm really digging it, man, and you definitely did your thing with this, and as far as the verses go, you absolutely killed it. Alright, track number 9 is called Against the Odds. I do really like, just immediately off the bat, how we switch it back to a little bit of a slower beat after Moon and Stars. Got Mac D back on this, setting you up nicely again. Does feel like there's a little bit of time before your verse sets up, but when it gets in there, I like your flow on it, man. There's the different schemes that you're using on this. I like, man. You don't exactly expect them, but I think that it makes this stand out a little bit, especially kind of in the second verse when you're going in. Is what that's what I think is bringing me in a little bit here. I really like the horns that are in the beat. That's just really bringing me in for some reason. It's a really nice sound. Comfortable on this again, man. You're really executing it well. I like that there's not really a hook on this. I like that it's more breaks in between your two verses, and we just kind of let the beat do its thing, because the sound of the beat is so nice and relaxing that it can carry itself as the hook. So I like that, man. It's another chill kickback track that you're just doing your thing on. You know, there's some good dope lines in this, and I think that this is a dope way to end the mixtape, man. It definitely is it's a good kickback vibe, and we're back with the vacation concept. So I do think this is a really good way to end the mixtape and just have us want to go back and listen to it again. So once again, that track is called Against the Odds, and it ends the mixtape Vacation by Day Day. Right, so my overall opinion for this mixtape, Vacation by Day Day, I think that the title of it, Vacation, pretty much exemplifies the mixtape perfectly. It's a very chill, kickback vibe throughout the whole mixtape that we get. There's no really one full centered concept, I would say, other than just kick back, have fun, and don't care like you're on vacation. So I think that it was executed well in that point. I really like that about it. But I could pick up from it because this was my first time listening to you, man. I think that you have a very dope, polished voice. The combination of the grittiness, the hype, and the calmness in your voice, I think it gives you a unique sound, and I really like that. At parts you were reminding me of somebody that I heard before. I couldn't exactly put into words who I thought that it was, but you did have a semi-familiar sound. At the same time, it's very unique, especially from all of the underground artists that I'm hearing lately. I think that you have a different sound. Different styles that you showcased on this too, they were all executed very well, and I liked pretty much every song on this, man. The features that you chose, it fit the album well, and each of them contrasted your voice differently, and it made for good combos, and every track sounded good because of that. You knew how to pick out your features. They were all dope. None of them slacked. All of them complimented you well. These were well put together songs, and I like that. When I had first seen with the mixtape that it was only 9 tracks, I had the feeling that it was probably just going to be too short, and I was going to be feeling like something was missing. But after listening to the 9 tracks, I think that it was good, especially just for a mixtape or just kind of pushing out. I think it was a good way to get people introduced to you. You showcased enough different things to show what you can do and how differently you can do it. So when I thought that it was going to be too short, it actually ended up being just the perfect length. Just like in the last review that I did, like I told you with Jeff Sky, I thought that his 20 tracks were going to be way too much, but it fit just perfectly. Yours is like the opposite, with it being, with me assuming it was going to be too short, but it fit just perfectly as well. So I do like what you did with it, man. I do like too how your style can be very diverse, whether you're going with a slow flow or a quick flow. You don't overdo it at any point, so you can switch it up well, and you sound good when you're doing it too, man. You sound very comfortable, and you execute things well. I think you executed every track on this well. I think that my favorites overall were Good Day, Bus Stop, Still, and Clash of the Titans. Those were ones that I really liked, that I think stood out lately on a second listen here. I am gonna put Moon and Stars up in there because I do like the singing more now than when I first heard it, and because your verse stood out so strongly on that, it's one of my favorites that are on there too. So I think that's 5 out of the 9 that I would say that you can go ahead and push strongly. I do think Clash of the Titans should be your lead single right there. Moon and Stars will be another good one because of its switch up. Bus Stop, Good Day, they were all really good, man. They were all very nice kickback, chill tracks. I would say Clash of the Titans and Moon and Stars have a little bit more unique sounds to them, since Bus Stop kind of reminded us of Just a Friend, and Good Day was kind of like an ode to Ice Cube's It Was a Good Day. So I would push those others before I push those two, but I liked all of those, man. They were all very good. I would love to see what you could do with another concept album rather than just a vacation concept. That's one thing that I would like to see, just to see where you can go with that, just because that's my style. I like listening to a lot of concept albums with more original concepts, but that's not knocking the vacation concept on this at all. That's just something that I would like to see in the future, kind of see what you can do with that, just because I do like your voice, and I think that it's unique, and you got that grittiness in it, that you can do something good with it. So I do like that. I want to thank Mike Murderer for showing me this mixtape, because I do really like this sound, man, and I am going to be looking forward to stuff that you put out in the future. I do really dig it, it, and I'm hoping that we can do some good things for you guys here. This mixtape definitely made me a fan, so good job doing that, man. I really liked it. Alright guys, so once again, that was the mixtape Vacation by Day Day. I'm gonna go ahead and put the links in the description on the YouTube page. Gonna post it up on Facebook, put it on blast there. Gonna be promoting some other of his songs later. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. You guys need to go get this mixtape here once again. It's called Vacation. He's got it on multiple sites. I think I saw it on both Bandcamp and SoundCloud. We'll be posting those links up. Be sure you guys go get it. If you do download it off Bandcamp, be sure if you have some extra dollars, go ahead and throw them at him. It's the Name Your Price album. So go ahead and help him out there. Right now, I might have a review lined up for the next episode. Might not. I gotta double check, see exactly what I got. So not sure what the next episode is going to be quite yet, but be on the lookout for it. Once again, check out the mixtape Vacation by Day Day, and we will see you guys next time on Honest Ace.
Like thunder and lightning, just take it, don't fight it. However you want it, girl, that's how I give it. This sexual experience, intertwined with your spirit. Body rockin', knockin' boots all night long. Girl, I fuck you to a Drake song. Get butt, nigga, just keep the meals on. Shit, I'm about to go.